So let's talk about fat, okay? Because what we want to do, we want to keep the carbohydrates way down there, no more than 50 grams per day, hopefully down to like 20 grams. We want the proteins to be at a moderate amount, not too much, because it can convert to insulin. And then now we want the fats to be about 60 to 80% of the total calories. Now let me just explain what I mean. I'm not talking about total volume, I'm talking about calories. If we take 1 unit of a fat unit, it has more than twice as many calories as the carbohydrates or protein. So I'm talking about daily calories, I'm not talking about just quantity. So it's not going to be like you're going to have drinking liquid butter or lard, but you're going to have a good amount of fats in the diet, and we're going to have healthy fats. There's some things to talk about regarding fat and understand, because people are freaked out because they've heard for a long time that this eating fat will clog your arteries. Probably the biggest study, I think his name was Ancel Keys, and he did this study back in the 50s and started this whole phobia of fat. And so what we found out now, if someone has ever read the study, that he omitted several countries in this study. So he didn't show the full picture. So he basically took what he wanted to, and then he omitted the other stuff that he didn't want to. So we found out that that study was altered, and fat now is okay to consume. And this is after years of putting everyone on low-fat diets. But let's talk about clogged arteries. There is no study whatsoever that is independent study that shows that eating fat will cause an increase in cholesterol or heart problems in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So that's interesting, because that goes against what people have been telling you. Now, they did some studies and they found that eating fat will cause insulin resistance and possibly some diabetes. But the types of fats that they used were corn oil. Okay? Well, of course, corn oil is genetically modified. It's really bad. I'm not going to recommend to consume it. So we have healthy fats and we have unhealthy fats. We'll get into that in a little bit. The next thing is that, why do we have to eat the fat? Number one, there's a lot of nutrients in fat. That's where you get all your fat vitamins, fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, K, K1, K2. Those vitamins are essential for health, and you can't live without them. And yes, you consume vegetables, but those have the precursor of vitamin A, for example. They don't have the actual active form of vitamin A, which is fat-soluble vitamin. I'm going to do a video on that. They have to be converted. So really, it would take 4 pounds of carrots to equal 1 teaspoon of beef liver for vitamin A. So again, I'm talking about available fat-soluble vitamins. Most of those are in animal products. It's in the fat, and we must consume products with these fat-soluble vitamins. So that's the nutrient. We have essential fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids. We need a little bit of omega-6. Those are essential because our body can't make them. We also need cholesterol. Our body does make it, but it's a beneficial thing because it helps to heal parts of our tissues. That's part of the purpose. And now we get into the raw materials for the body. Did you know that your brain is mostly fat? So we have to constantly replace that. Your brain sucks up 20% of all the calories that you eat go to your brain. So it's a very hungry organ, and it's full of fat. The nervous system, all the myelin sheath that surrounds the nerve, is made from fat. All of your cell walls, you have trillions of cells, and they're all made of fat. So we need that fat to protect the cells in the immune system. Fat is an immune protector as well. There's a lot of properties that help the immune system. Even in a baby, when a baby is given, or an infant, breast milk, there's just tons of healthy fats to help that baby develop. And lastly, the raw materials of fat build up your hormones. So without fat, you're going to starve the body of those hormones and have all sorts of problems with fertility, with memory, cognitive, especially the stress hormones and the sex hormones. Your libido is going to go down. So we need these fats, okay? So that's the benefit of consuming fats, and they also will satisfy you nutritionally and you'll be less hungry. So that's important because you don't want to be doing any type of program that you're hungry. And then the big question is this: if I eat these fats, will those fats convert to more fat? That's the big question that people have. Well, yes and no. It depends what type of fats that you consume. The type of fats that I'm going to recommend are mainly medium chain triglycerides, or smaller. So we're not doing the long chain triglycerides. They're just basically shorter fats that will show you how to get that in your diet that convert to energy, and they don't. Most of that does not even convert to fat at all. Very small amounts if you consume large quantities. But you're going to be consuming the right amount of fats that's going to convert to energy. So what we want as an ideal scene is we want you to get the energy from the fat, and we want you to get the energy from the stored fat of your body. Okay? And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually use some of that to run our body on, and we're going to use some of our stored fat as energy so you can lose the actual fat. And we'll make adjustments till it's perfect. And it's true, if your activity is very low and you're a little bit older, you may not be able to consume as many fats. But you need some of this fat to be able to supply the health of the body, because the body, if it's in an unhealthy state, if you try to lose weight unhealthily, you're not going to lose weight. So our goal really is to make you healthy, and part of that is to feed the body what it needs.